What is going on, guys? Welcome back to Oh Brother Comics. Well, Nick and I had all this awesome footage already recorded for you from LA Comic Con Day 2, but unfortunately there were some technical difficulties and some of the video got a little corrupted. So sorry we didn't have this out directly on Saturday, but we needed to find some time to get together again with our schedules so that we could just kind of go over and talk about some of the things that were unfortunately lost from those recordings. But this is going to be just a little recap of all of that awesome things that we got to do on day 2. So we do have one video that kind of goes over a little bit of what we did. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to play that now for you guys, and then we're going to take over from there. So enjoy this little like 1.5 minute video, guys. We just finished up day 2 at LA Comic Con, and it was quite a long day.
It was a very long day. My legs are very happy to no longer be upright.
Yeah, I don't know if my legs are going to work after we get home. I may need to like just sleep in the car.
Yeah.
But it was a ton of walking, ton of standing in line. We did so many signatures today.
We did. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Got a lot. Yeah, I started off the day with what? Frank Miller, right?
Yep. Frank Miller just started off. Then we went over to, oh gosh, I did some more Ryan Perot and got, we both talked to him for a good long while. He's an amazing guy.
Absolutely.
Definitely looking forward to anything he comes out with next. We got some little hints on what might be coming in the pipeline, but we won't say anything about that. Hopefully we'll see it soon. Sounds amazing. And then we also got to talk to Kyle Higgins, you know, another amazing guy, loving Radiant Black. It's just an amazing story, and all his work on the Power Rangers. You can't forget about that. He brought us Draken, and he is responsible for reinvigorating the Power Rangers fandom with the comics. So I mean, you got to give that man respect. But then from there, where else did you go?
From there, I picked up my commission from Crease Lee.
Yeah, you got your commission from Crease Lee, which looks amazing.
It absolutely blew my mind.
Oh
how
God.
Good he is.
Yeah, he just killed it on that. Like, I wish I had gotten one. I'm gonna have to track him down later and get him to commission. Well, that's where it ends, guys. Right where we're talking about Crease Lee and his amazing commission that Nick got. So Nick, why don't you take it off from there, bro? Because you picked up 2 commissions that day.
Yeah, so I stopped by the CGC booth and got another witness and picked up my commission from James Stone, and he did a Jane Foster Thor commission on a blank variant of Thor #1, the Jane Foster run.
Yeah, and that one was really cool too, because he's got a really unique style as well, and he did a great job with that book. Like,
yeah, I was very happy with the result, and that is off to get graded at CGC. So I can't wait to, well, I'm going to have to wait, but I don't want to wait the next 6 months until I get it back.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, they did say that CGC's turn times are kind of getting a little better, but yeah, I'm not holding my breath. But yeah, you end up picking up that. You picked up the Crease Lee, which is just amazing. It's just he's such an amazing, talented artist, and I love what he did with that swoosh that comes across the logo.
Oh, man.
Like, it just makes it pop. It's so cool.
It really did. That was awesome. I was not expecting him to like use the white pen to go over the logo and everything. It just made it look so much better.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, it's totally amazing, and I'm a little jealous you got that, man, because I want one now because they look so cool. But I'll have to track him down at some point and see if he'll do that. Hopefully his prices won't go too much higher, because it wasn't cheap, but it was totally worth it.
It was, yeah.
But, you know, some of the highlights that I remember, like, it was so cool to really get to talk to, like, Frank Miller. There, you got his signature on your Spider-Man. Was it Spider-Man 300?
Spectacular Spider-Man 300 is a remastered Frank Miller cover, and it was the 1 in 200 incentive variant.
Yeah, it was just so cool to get to meet him. And I didn't mean to steal any of the thunder that you had going up to meet him, but it was so cool when we walked up there that he really loved our logo, and he couldn't stop talking about it. And so I'm gonna have to try and reach out to him and see if maybe we could send him a shirt or something, because he just was all about it. And he was
Yeah,
just
that would be
wondering,
awesome.
yeah, who designed it, and then I had to, I was a little flattered on that because, it is a design that I came up with and did. But yeah, it was crazy that he just kind of latched onto that. But regardless, there were so many other cool things that we got to see at this con. We did a lot of waiting in line for Donnie Cates and Ryan Stegman. Unfortunately, they were a little late due to wonderful LA traffic, and they had gone out for lunch, and so it took them a bit longer to come back. But when they did get back, it was awesome just to get to meet them and get them to sign all the books that we had, because I know you're a huge fan of Kate. So what was that like for you, bro?
Oh man, that was awesome. That was one of the highlights of this entire trip, was just getting to be up there and get his signature, along with Ryan Stegman's signature. I did get a CGC witness on that too, because I did have the Thor, the King in Black #1 Thor 337 homage. And they had never seen that cover before, so that was awesome. I didn't even realize that, like, they aren't privy to all of the different covers that come out for those.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was just an amazing experience getting them to sign Venom 3, all the other books that I had. I had a good stack for Donnie, and a few for both of them. So that was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And then I think after that, we went over and got another CGC witness to get Tom DeFalco and Ron Friends.
That's
And
true.
I think that's when you picked up your commission.
No, I luckily was able to pick up my commission on the first day with Tony Fleeks.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. Luckily, because Friday was so awesome because there really wasn't anyone around. So that's when I got to spend the most time with Tony and just getting to talk to him and really pick his brain about how he came out with the idea for Stray Dogs, and how he ended up getting into drawing for My Little Pony and doing that kind of stuff, as well as the Star Wars Adventures. So he was really cool to talk to. And actually, when we were in line with waiting for Kate's, he ended up stopping by, and we were able to have a picture with him, which was really cool. He's a great guy. But yeah, so you went over to Ron Friends and I'm sorry, who was the other one? I just totally blanked on it.
Tom DeFalco.
Tom DeFalco, and you got your Thunderstrike signed.
Thunderstrike 24, the last issue, and it was just amazing. With Tom DeFalco was telling me the story about how that's the only issue excuse me, that he can't read anymore, that when he tries to read it, that he just gets so emotional and just can't get through it. So that was awesome story to hear from him too.
Yeah, it's cool to see how these stories just like really affect the creators, and how much passion they put into it, and how much they really care about the characters that they write and create. It was cool to hear that story that he was telling. But we were also able to go and walk around and do a bunch of hunting at this con. And so we were flipping through boxes. I know I'll leave it over to you because you picked up a ton of books and you were really on the hunt. So I was just kind of going through, and if anything really caught my eye, I would maybe have purchased it, but nothing really did. But anyway, I'll leave it over to you, bro. What did you pick up?
So my goal was obviously the Thor 165 that I got on the first day, but second day was more about looking for additional Silver Age Thor issues that I needed for my collection, and I managed to get all the way down to only needing 6 more issues for the main Mighty Thor run, not including Journey into Mystery. I still have quite a few Journey into Mystery that I need. But volume 1 of Mighty Thor, I got myself down to only needing 6 more issues.
It's just nuts. It's crazy. You've been just chipping away at that so quickly. But it's awesome because once you get that completed, and then you can really focus on the Journey into Mystery, it's going to be awesome to watch and see you hunt those down. You have to do a lot more cons.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm gonna have to sell a lot more of my collection. So
but it's for a good cause, because that's really your passion, is the Thor stuff. So that's really cool.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. And then I did manage to pick up another one of my grails, is the first appearance of Dr. Aphra.
Yep.
So Darth Vader #3, I got that graded in a 9.0, but it looks to be pressable. So I might crack that and get it pressed and resend it in. So it looks like it could at least get a 9.6 once it's pressed. So I'm really excited about that.
Yeah, and aside from the comics that we were hunting, once you had kind of really gotten a good amount of the books you were looking for, we were just going around and looking at some of the other booths that are around, because there was all kinds of booths at this con. They were selling statues, they were doing little pins, they were doing stickers, they were doing clothes, they were doing backpacks, they were doing Pokemon cards, video games,
and a ton of Funko Pops.
Tons of Funko Pops, just walls and walls of Funko Pops, like crazy. Yeah. I can't get into that crack. You know, I got a couple over here, and that's where I'm leaving it, because that is a whole nother addiction that I can't afford to get into. But people were loving that stuff. They had the Chase Rares, the special editions, the con variants. It was crazy. There was even a booth that was selling 3D printouts of you. So you could go in this little booth and it would 3D scan you, and it would print you out in a little figure, which was kind of cool to see, because there were some people that were in cosplay that were getting it done. That was really kind of cool to see. But as we were doing that, we ended up making our way over to the Creators Corner, which was really cool to see, because a lot of those guys over there were some of the up-and-coming content creators, some that have done bigger books with Marvel in DC and IDW, but others that are just have self-published through Kickstarters or other means. We got to talk more with Stephen Prince, who is with the Monster Matador, and he was such an awesome guy. A couple of things that we ended up picking up from him, and he signed for us, is a couple of these little prints. And this book is about a matador that fights kaijus, so I'm really looking forward to reading those issues and just doing some reviews on it, and hopefully we'll be able to reach out to him and get him to chat with us, because he seemed like he would be really interested to do that. He was really excited, and he was just a really cool guy to talk to, and I'd love to continue to, you know, keep that communication open with him, because I'd love to see what he comes out with next.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, but we also did meet Omar Mora, who wrote the Unearthians, and I think you got the issues, and I ended up picking up the trade.
Yep, I did pick up issues 2 through 3. He didn't have any more of the issue 1.
Right.
So I'll read through those here this week and see if I can't get a review out by the end of the week.
Yeah, and this just looks interesting. And it says, as Mateo and Carter drive to Las Vegas for a fun adventure, they are abducted by aliens. In order to defend themselves, they choose to reveal the secret about who they really are, something powerful enough to threaten the alien dark agenda. While they are in captivity, we flash back to Mateo and Carter's past, from their first meeting at an orphanage in 1920 to a life-altering trip in London to the 1950s. We learn that their history goes back much farther than we initially suspected. That's pretty interesting. I mean, so they're like immortal or something like that, or they just live for a long time? But yeah, excited to dive into that one. That one was really cool. And then
the art on it is great too.
Yeah, the art's really good, really well done. I love the coloring. It's really good. Another really cool person we got to meet was Phil Mucci. If I pronounced that wrong, I apologize, but he does Murder Vibes from the Monster Dimension. And this book is just really crazy. The artwork's great in it. It is quite graphic. So kids, maybe not all that great to read it, but we'll be looking to review this one as well, and hopefully reach out to him and get him on the show as well. So he was really cool. He was showing us a couple new stuff that's coming out on Kickstarter. He's got this really cool book that you read it one way from front to back, and then you like flip it over, and it's got a whole nother story that reads from the back to front, which is kind of a cool idea. So you get 2 whole books in this new Kickstarter. But yeah, Nick, was there anyone that you really stood out to you when we were over there?
Yeah, so the other one, the same booth where I got the Jane Foster commission, I did pick up Weird Western Adventures. This is by Studio Stella Polaris. That's the Plot Twist Publishing, and got to meet Greg Boucher. I think Boucher. Boucher. Uh, so I'm really looking forward to reading this one too. This one is Walk with Our Heroes, Biala and James at the dawn of their extraordinary escapades. Watch the mighty and mysterious alien Biala discover her new home, Earth, and make both intrepid allies and inauspicious adversaries. So I'm really looking forward to seeing how this one plays out. We got aliens in the Wild West. And I really liked the Midnight Western Theater from Scout Comics. So
Yeah,
I'm hoping that, I love Western comics and aliens. I love sci-fi. So I'm hoping that they make a good pairing.
You know, I really did love that movie, Cowboys and Aliens, too. I know it was cheesy, but it was a lot of fun. I think Daniel Craig was even starred in that. But I mean, yeah, I'm always down for an alien and cowboy story. So you'll have to let us know what you think about that, and I may have to try and borrow that from you sometime to check it out myself. But yeah, it was so cool to get to just meet a lot of these, like I said, up and coming creators, and they had just a ton of people there checking them out, which is awesome, because the more exposure that we can get for these guys, and the more that they come up with, it's just more content that we get to indulge in, because there's sometimes you just need that one little break to really kind of make it for these guys. And so we'd love to see them continue to do so. And while I'm at it, I guess I should definitely shout out the Comic Bug, because the Comic Bug really showcases a lot of these guys. And the Comic Bug is a store that's out here in Southern California near Hawthorne out here. They've got 2 locations, and June runs the shop, and all the guys that work there, Chris, Gerald, Eddie, Jeff, John, like all the guys that work there are just amazing. It's one of the best shops I've ever been at, but they really do an amazing job at showcasing all of these content creators and trying to get their books out there. And they actually gave up their booth for a couple other new creators so they could actually be at the con and show their stuff, which is really cool. So shout out to the Comic Bug. If you guys are ever down here, then I'll leave their link down below for their Facebook, so definitely check them out, because they're a great store and they definitely deserve it. But aside from going to the content creator stuff, we got to see one of the cool things that I really enjoyed was the Sideshow Collectibles booth, and seeing a lot of the statues that they're coming out with. Tons of Star Wars, awesome Star Wars statues coming out. I really want that Asajj Ventress that they had there, and the mall was sick. They had a giant Rancor that was really cool. Did you notice any thing while we were there?
Oh, that Asajj was just absolutely beautiful. Like that one blew it away. The Darth Maul was a close second for me. I really liked all of the statues that they had. The Grogu, was that by the same company?
I will say, yeah.
The life-size one.
Mm-hmm.
That one was awesome.
Yeah, they did have a little one to I don't know,
one-to-one.
One-to-one. Oh yeah, one-to-one scale. Little Grogu you could go take your picture with, and he had a little fuzzy hair and everything. They even had a little booth there that had an R2, like a full-size scaled R2 that people were taking pictures with, and they even had some that they were rolling around the convention, which was kind of cool. But yeah, there was just so many cool things at this con. I really enjoyed going on Saturday. It was such a great day. But I think that really kind of wraps it up on everything that we did there, unless you could think of anything else that we did.
I did meet a fellow YouTuber / content creator, Ripstick Comics, when you went to go pick up your commission from Tony Fleeks. And I went to go with the CGC Witness to get my Thor and Thunderstrike Thor 337 homages witnessed and signed by Tom DeFalco and Ron Friends. So that was really cool. I know he's done some videos with like Swaggle Haas. So yeah, it was a lot of fun meeting him. He had a really cool interaction with Tom DeFalco and Ron Friends when he tried to get them to sell him on their new comic.
Oh, that's right. Okay, I remember this guy when I came later and he was talking about this. But what did he say to him?
He was just telling him to pitch him on their new comic to try and sell it to him. So just to try and like get him to pick up the new comic. So they're like, what we're like major comic creators. We don't need to sell you on it. All you got to do is look at our names, see that we wrote it.
Oh, that's too funny. Yeah, because he was so embarrassed when he was telling that story. At least when I caught the tail end of it, like that was too funny to listen to.
It was hilarious. They were just going back and forth, but it was all in good fun. And yeah, meeting Ripstick Comics was just awesome. He's a really cool guy, and we've reached out to him on Instagram, and we are following each other now. So yeah, hopefully we can collaborate going forward.
Heck yeah, that would be really cool. And if you're watching this, we're gonna do some collaborations. Hit us up. We'd love to do some content with you. That was so much fun to get to meet you at the con. And I will actually, before we sign off, I will say thank you to the CGC booth that was there. The guys that were running it were pretty awesome. Like they had 3 people running that booth all weekend. And two of these younger kids, I mean, they were probably in the 18, 19 years old, but they were awesome. They were just, anytime you needed a witness, they were back and forth. Where do you want to go? Let's do this. Come on, let's go. And they were just so fun to talk to because we used them like crazy. I know you had a ton of books going to CGC.
Yeah, so big shout out to comicsketchart.com.
Yep.
They were the ones, the CGC facilitators.
Yep.
So it wasn't an actual like CGC booth, but they were CGC verified, and were able to witness signatures and send in all of our CGC graded or comics to be CGC graded. So yeah, huge shout out to them.
Yeah, definitely. And I unfortunately I didn't get the name of the gentleman that was running the main booth that was there, but he totally helped us out, and he tried controlling the line as best he could and getting people through that line. And unfortunately some people don't have as nice of etiquette, you know, than others, and they tried cutting the lines and they were just being kind of douches about it. But he was really cool, kept his cool, and he really just tried to help everyone out, and so definitely shout out to them. But definitely, guys, if you haven't been to an LA Comic Con before, or you're thinking about it next year, I would highly recommend it. It was a lot of fun. I'm definitely going to be looking to go back next year.
Absolutely. I would love to go back.
With that, guys, we'll go ahead and we'll sign off because this is already about a little over 20 minutes long, but it was so much fun and so many cool things that we got to experience. And yeah, with that, guys, thank you all for watching. If you guys did go to LA Comic Con, definitely leave us a comment down below and let us know what some of your experiences were, because we'd love to talk to you about them. And sorry we didn't run into you, but next time, hopefully we do. Thanks again, guys. Have a great night. We'll see you later.
Yeah.